It is Monday morning. I have 4 things going out today. Before I get started, though, I'd like to mention a few things. I don't have any going out today, but if I do sell any trading cards this week, valued less than $20, they are shipping eBay standard envelope. It only costs 51 cents to ship those. That's why I can sell them for so cheap and still make a profit. Also, if I don't mention how much I paid for an item, I most likely got it in like a bulk deal where I just bought a bunch of stuff in a pile or a bunch of stuff in a bag and just paid one price for the whole pile or bag. I didn't really pay for stuff individually at that point and don't really know how much I have into each item, or I just forgot how much I paid for it. But let's go over what sold. First up, I sold this vintage Mask Hurricane manual. This thing is like in bad condition and has like stains on it. Still sold for $9.39. Next up, I sold a CD, Grandpa Jones Pick and Time. This is sealed. Paid $2 for this. Sold for $9.23. Next up, I sold a Blu-ray. This is pre-owned. I paid $1 for this one. Actually got this recently, so it sold pretty quickly. Sold for $10.99. And then last up for the day, I sold another DVD. I Killed My Mother. This is sealed. Ended up selling for $19.99. It is Tuesday morning. I have 10 things going out today, so not too bad. First up, really good sale here. This Blu-ray. I actually paid up for this. I paid $5 for it, but that's because I knew it was pretty good. This thing is pre-owned, sold for $44.99, so definitely be on the lookout for this one. If you look at the cover, it doesn't look like it would be that good of a Blu-ray, but it's pretty rare, I guess. Really good sale there. Next up, I sold this Blank Lee vintage pink t-shirt. It's just a blank shirt, but it is vintage and it's new with tags. Don't remember where I got that, but I paid $1 for it. Sold for $27.29. Really good sale there. Next up, sold this Good News Bible. Paid $1 for that. Sold for $13.34. It'll ship medium mail. Sold one of these vintage collection Hot Wheels. This ended up selling for $19.99. Sold this mask pamphlet poster thing. I think this is the last one I have. Sold this for $9.99. Next up, sold a Young Guns hockey card. Sold for $3.99. Sold this lot of 4 McDonald's promo Pikachu cards. These are the non-hollow ones. This lot ended up selling for $14.99. Next up, sold a CD, Cross Canadian Ragweed Soul Gravy. This is sealed, sold for $12.99. That's one of the CDs I have a bunch of copies of. Next up, sold a Marvel card, Flare 94 Doctor Doom, sold for $2.99. And last up for the day, sold a Magic card, Read the Bones, sold for $1.99. It is Wednesday morning. I have 3 things going out today, just some trading cards. Sold a Marvel 91 card. This ended up selling for $2.49. Sold a Pokemon card. This sold for $1.99. And sold a Magic card, also sold for $1.99. It is Thursday morning. I have 4 things going out today. First up, sold this Marvel vs. DC card, Thanos. I think this is the first Marvel vs. DC card I sold. This ended up selling for $2.99. Next up, I sold this iPod Nano. This is actually broken. This thing didn't work properly, so I had to sell it for parts only, parts of repair. Didn't matter. Sold for $14.99. I got this in like this was included in that big like sports card buy. This was part of that buy, so not too bad. I actually looked at the person who bought this. I was just curious who's buying broken iPods, and yeah, the person has an eBay store and they sell iPods and repairs and all that kind of stuff. So they're totally just going to fix this thing up and then sell it themselves, which is perfectly fine. You need people out there that do that. That way they buy stuff like this. So yeah, pretty cool. That actually sold same day I listed it. Next up, got a DVD. This is pre-owned. It Lives Inside, sold for $9.19. And then last up for the day, I sold another iPod. This also sold the same day I listed it. This one worked, however. This is a shuffle. I have the charger with it too. This ended up selling for $49.99. I haven't found iPods in the wild in a long time, aside from these two. But I used to look out for them, and this is why. Even broken, they sell. If they work, you can get decent money for them, and they sell pretty quick as long as you price them right. And yeah, like, I don't know, a while back in the day, before I even had YouTube, like iPods were the main thing I would look for. And I just haven't seen any in so long, and finally got a couple. But this is why I look out for these things. So yeah, if you see iPods, you know, if you get them cheap enough, you can still buy them. Even if they're broken, you can still sell them for parts. But if they can work, it's not too bad. Also, all iPods have a little model number. Like this one's A1320, so you can kind of identify what exact iPod it is. And yeah, I guess some of them don't have the actual gigs on here. So like what I had to do for these, I actually had to plug these in to a computer with iTunes to figure out how many gigs they had on it. But yeah, that's all for the day. It is Friday morning and I have 19 things going out today. However, I did have one big order we'll get to in a minute. First up, sold this little Matchbox car. This little truck army thing. This ended up selling for $14.99, so not too bad. Next person, I had one buyer pick up 2 DVDs. These are both sealed. Rest Stop ended up selling for $9.09, and Ghost ended up selling for $9.99. So that person's total was $19.08. Sold a Young Guns hockey card that ended up selling for $3.99. Sold this vintage Transformers figure. This thing was incomplete and broken. This little door doesn't stay closed and all that. Didn't matter. Took a while to sell, but this still sold for $28.49. Not too bad. Next up, I guess I'd consider this little sweeper here, this Maxell High Bias 6-pack of audio cassettes. I got this for free at a garage sale. The lady saw me have this in my hand. She said I can just have it. This thing sold, I think, in like 2 or 3 days. Ended up selling for $49.99. So yeah, for these blank audio cassette tapes, look for the high bias ones, even if you find just one by itself. It's worth selling, so really good sale there. And then next up, I had another huge order of cards. I had an order like this last week, and actually the same person came back and then bought all these cards. So there wasn't a message or anything like that, but it's pretty rare on eBay that you would get a return customer. It is possible though, but it's just doesn't happen that often. So I'm thinking that this is a viewer of the channel. So if you're watching this channel and you were the one that ordered the cards last week and this week, like, I appreciate it and thank you for the business. But yeah, nothing was mentioned, so I don't know for sure. But just in case, I just wanted to say thank you because, yeah, appreciate the business. Let's go over what this person picked up. First up, I got this lot of Pokemon cards. These are all holo rares and reverse holo rares, and then this one double V on top. This lot ended up selling for $15.99. The reason why I lot these up is because these cards were like individually selling for less than $2, and for me, it really wasn't worth selling them, even with eBay standard envelopes. So I just put it in one big lot. Ended up working out. And then got a bunch of single cards here. Go through these real quick. This one sold for $1.99. Artillery sold for $2.49. Kingdra sold for $2.49. Frost Moss sold for $1.99. This guy here, $1.99. This one, $1.99. Blissey, $1.99. And Orbeetle, $1.99. This person's total for this set of cards was $16.92. However, the total for everything here, which will all be going in one package, will be shipping in first class, was $32.91. So really good sale there. Like I said, if you are a viewer, appreciate it a lot. Let's go over here. Sold another Pokemon card. This was to a different buyer though. This older card, Claydol, ended up selling for $4.99. Next up, I sold this Alien Supreme Commander from Independence Day. I got this for 50 cents at a garage sale recently. And this one has the little alien inside, and based on other listings, a lot of them were missing the little alien inside, so I think that's what helped this one sell. This sold for $29.99, so not too bad. Sold a Kaldheim art card, some little magic card that ended up selling for $2.49. And then last up for the day, sold NES game Pictionary, ended up selling for $10.99. Got a little shipping tip for you guys. I was packing up those high bias tapes, that pack of 6. And it weighs more than a pound, so it has to ship priority. And actually what I'm going to do, or what I already did, is I put them in an 8x4x4 box. These kind of little small, longer boxes. Because I don't want to, those things can break, so I need them in a box. I don't just want to throw them in this envelope. But then these 8x4x4 boxes actually fit pretty nicely into a padded flat rate envelope. And it depends on where it's going, how much this is going to cost. But like, this is going to Florida for me. So this would have been $10.13 to ship this if I was just shipping it by weight, just in the box. But because I threw it in the padded flat rate envelope, it's only going to cost $7.76. And that's because it's more than a pound. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you got obviously if the item can just fit in here, like a pair of jeans or something, doesn't need the box, you know, these work out great for that. But if you got something that you don't want like damaged, that you want to ship it in a box, but you also want to get the cheap price for the padded flat rate envelope, these 8x4x4 boxes fit into the padded flat rate envelopes pretty nice. It is Saturday morning. I have 6 things going out today, mostly just cards here. First up, sold this Leonhardt and Archie Pokemon card, ended up selling for $9.99. Not too bad at all. Next up, I had one person pick up 4 Marvel cards. The first 2 are DC versus Marvel. The second 2 are Marvel 93. Black Adam ended up selling for $3.99. Aquaman also sold for $3.99. Havoc sold for $1.99. And this one sold for $1.99 as well. This person's total was $11.96, so not too bad. I'm going to save on shipping here. If this weighs under an ounce with all 4 cards, it'll still ship for 51 cents. If not, it might ship for 71 cents, but either way, I'm saving on shipping here. Love when people buy multiple items, especially cards. And then last up for the day and also for the week, sold this vintage Wisconsin Motorsports Show t-shirt, and this ended up selling for $18.99. Not too bad at all. I will take it. I want to talk about these cards real quick before I get into the numbers for the week. Some of you might be wondering why I sell cards for cheap like this, and is it worth it? Let me just go over some numbers real quick. These cards selling for $2, borderline not worth it. It is worth it though if people buy multiples, but those were like the first cards I listed when eBay standard envelope first came out, so I was kind of just trying it out. But you know, selling these for $4 a piece is not too bad. But let's go in the middle, because a lot of my cards I list sell for like $2.99, $3, right? So if you sell 100 cards for $2.99 after fees, after shipping, and this is assuming that everyone was bought individually. The second someone buys more than one, which does happen pretty often, then you're gonna make even more because you're saving on shipping. But assuming you sold 100 cards individually, just one at a time for $2.99, after fees and after shipping, you're gonna make $180 net profit, which is not bad at all. Like 100 cards sounds like a lot, but if they're all from a similar set and you can just sell similar while you're listing them, and then photographing cards is like the easiest thing to do. It's just front and back. Obviously you have to worry about condition, but if your cards are in good condition, you know, there's not much to worry about. So yeah, $180 for 100 cards. Whereas if you took those 100 cards and like bolted them together, if they were like, say, a complete set, like say this was like a complete set or something like that, I think the complete set of this sells for around like $70-ish, maybe give or take. But you know, if you sell them individually, it takes longer and it doesn't seem like you get as much money because the money just slowly trickles in a few bucks at a time. But you know, because these cards aren't all selling for $3, these both here just sold for $4, so your profit's going to be more than 180 selling them individually. Whereas if you sold the set, if you even have the set, you most likely won't have the set, but you're looking at like around $70 or something. So it takes a little bit of time, and it doesn't seem like you're making as much money because the sales just come in, you know, one at a time. But in the long run, you know, sell 100 cards for $3, you're talking $180 there. That's not chump change. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah, let's get to the numbers for the week. All right, it is time for the numbers for the week. This is pretty bad. It's been super slow the last 2 weeks. This is really bad. This is embarrassing, actually. But I'm going to come up here and say my numbers every week, regardless of what they are. I had a total gross sales of $536.63 after fees and shipping and everything. My net was $358 even, which is terrible. It's just so bad. It was even less than last week, and last week was bad. So I don't know, man. eBay has just been super slow for me, but I mean, that's just how it's going to go sometimes. I've been listing items too, so it's not like I'm just sitting here doing nothing, and that's why I'm not getting sales. Like, I've been listing stuff, I've been sourcing stuff, I've been shipping stuff. I've just been doing everything the same. And but yeah, it is what it is. Just got to do the things that you can actually control, like listing, and sales hopefully will pick back up soon. I don't know, we'll see though. If you're going to be doing this though, you can't be like a living a paycheck to paycheck type deal. You have to have like some kind of money set aside for like rainy days or rainy times like this, and then you'll be just fine. Nothing to worry about. But on top of all that, I got another negative feedback, and it was kind of funny because I was talking with my brother, texting, and he was telling me how he got a negative feedback. And then I told him, you know, I have 2 and also a neutral. And then he comes back and says, I just checked your store. It looks like you have 3. What? I checked my store. Sure enough, that person must have just left one like that day because I didn't see it earlier in the day. And it was for like a flute book, like little music book with 2 CDs. There was a CD in the front and back, sold for $14.55. It was probably either in my last video, possibly even in this one. I don't even know. And the person just said, like, they didn't even contact me or anything. That's just what bothers me. Like, I get it. But like, if they just would have messaged me like, hey man, the item's messed up, you know, think I could get a refund, and then if I just give them the refund and, you know, fix the problem, I don't think I should deserve the negative feedback. But if I'm being a douche and like giving them a hard time about it, then I understand. But these people just leave the feedback without even talking to me first, not even letting me get a chance to fix the situation, which kind of bothers me. But can't control it. Just it is what it is. But they said that the CDs were stuck with like glue or honey. Like they couldn't get it out of the plastic. Like this book had a CD on the front cover and the back cover in like a little like plastic sleeve thing that was stuck to the cover of the book. And if I listed this book, I looked at the bottom of the CDs, so I would have had to take the CDs out. I would have noticed glue or honey have a CD stuck. They said it took them an hour and a half to get the CD out, and by the time they got it out, it cracked. So I don't know. Like it wasn't like that when I listed it. Could it have, like, just because it'd been in there so long, like got stuck? It's possible. But I mean, did someone mess with the package like on its way there? I don't put glue or honey. Like it sounds like they couldn't. It was really bad. Like I don't know. But it was like $14.55 sale. So if I really wanted to fight it, which I'm not going to because it's not worth my time, I could say return the item, and then once they return it, then I refund them. And then they may not return it. But if they do, I'm paying for the shipping back. And then if they were telling the truth, then I have a defective item that I paid to get back. And all this for a $14 item is just, no, I'm just going to move on. Refunded the person, and I'm done with it. And yeah, I'm just going to move forward. But some people are like super, they'll make the person return every item every time. And I understand that. You want to keep people truthful. But for this $14 item, it's just, I'm not going through all that hassle. So then it's going to be dealing with this for like a week. The person could get pissed and like the whole thing. I don't know. Refund, move on. It's not a big deal. I think I got that thing for like 50 cents, possibly even less. So with that and the shipping I paid, like I'm out $3. I lost $3 here. Not a big deal. But yeah, that sucks. Another negative feedback. I went so long on eBay, seriously, like years, and without a negative. And then just, you know, I don't know, in the last few months, I've gotten 3 already. But I guess it's going to make sense. If you're selling more, you're going to have more problems. Just, you know, just numbers and all that. But yeah, it does kind of suck. But it is what it is. I'm actually going to some garage sales right now after this. I'm actually kind of running late. And if I find stuff, you guys will probably see a video tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Link to my eBay store is in the video description. Until next time, hit the music.
I get to the sale and it looks pretty lame. There's a guy going through a box of video games. He tells me all the good ones are gone. Mario, Zelda, Pokemon. There's a saltiest look left on my face. If only I wasn't 5 minutes late. He looks at me and points to some crates. Looks like they still have some VHS tapes.
Got some bonus footage right here. I did go to garage sales today and I didn't find much, so I'm just going to throw this in as the bonus footage rather than making a whole video, separate video for just these few items. Went to a little like subdivision community sale. And it was pretty disappointing. There was only like, I think 3 houses. With community sales, sometimes subdivisions have them and you think it's going to be this big thing, but it's really just like a couple streets. Like this thing was advertised as huge community sale, and yeah, it was like 3 houses. I showed up like 10-15 minutes early, but it didn't matter. It was actually like supposed to rain today too, so I had a feeling like people weren't going to be set up. But the vultures were out, man. This first sale where I got this stuff, the only sale I found stuff, there was seriously like a dozen people already at the sale by the time I rolled up, and I rolled up early. And everyone had these massive piles of all kinds of stuff. And like I was just too late. Like clearly everyone was a reseller. It was crazy. And I managed to grab a few items here, and then by the time they were there before me, they paid and left, and I'm still searching through the stuff. Find this stuff paid. I realized like I'm the last one at the sale. Since there's only 2 other sales in the whole thing, like those people all were able to get to those sales before me. So I got to the other sales, there's just nothing. Like it was savage, man. The resellers were out in full force, and that happens with community sales pretty often. Because of that, I'm actually going to make a pros and cons of community garage sale video. I think there's a lot to talk about with them. And yeah, that should be pretty cool. Hopefully I'll have that out soon. But let's go over what I found. First up, got these Egghead Smart Sector diskettes. These are some vintage computer things. These are both sealed. I paid $8 for everything here. So I guess like $2 a piece on these items. Yeah, I just bought these blind. I looked these up, and when I got home, and there's none listed as brand new. I think there's only one listed on eBay, pre-owned. I think they only wanted like $12-15 for the pre-owned one. I'm not sure. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with those. Got this Goodyear hat, new with tags. Nothing crazy here, but you know, it's an easy listing. And then here I picked up this Oster electric hair clipper. This thing is obviously vintage, model 12. I looked this up when I got home, and there's no solds, but there's 3 listings on eBay, and everyone's asking between like $60 and $75. So that's a good sign. So we'll see how that ends up doing. Obviously, I'm gonna have to test this thing. There's a good chance it doesn't even work, but we will see. Thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. Till next time.